in blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing a Q&A, and it was kind of last minute because I totally forgot what day it was today. Apparently it's Thursday, so I have to record a video for Friday. Also ignore the fact that I'm literally in pajamas because, again, I was not prepared at all. So doing a Q&A today. I just posted a little thing on Instagram, and so far I have 19 replies. I'm not going to check anymore. Literally posted it like 10 minutes ago, maybe less. So I'm not gonna check because I don't have time for that. And I'm gonna do this in a random order because I feel like some of them kind of go with other ones, and yeah. So I'm gonna start off, what is my favorite movie? And I'm not obviously using my phone, so I can't really remember who asked these questions. And at the same time, you know, I was gonna use my laptop because I have Instagram, you know, online. But it's deciding to be stupid again today, so it's great. So anyways, I wrote it all down on a notebook, so. What is my favorite movie? I don't have a favorite movie. My favorite genre is horror, but I do say this a lot, and I'm just not going to choose a horror movie this time because I changed my favorite movie, but I have a favorite movie set for every genre, but I'm just going to say my favorite movie is Twilight, like that whole thing. Oh, could watch it 1,000 times. I have watched it 1,000 times. Could watch it over and over again and every single day. So, yeah. If you don't mind me asking, what is your sexuality? I don't mind you asking because I guess it's better to know than just to assume. But my sexuality is bisexual, if you're wondering. I guess I could say I'm pan, but like at the same time, it's just like I really don't know. But I'm not straight, I know that much. Also, I'm saying that very quietly because my mother is homophobic, so we have to talk quietly when we talk about this stuff. What is my favorite color, which this also correlates with my sexuality, which my favorite color, which my mom also does not know, but my favorite color is rainbow because I consider it a color. You may not, and you can fight me on this, you can disagree with me, but my favorite color is rainbow. I tell other people who I don't want to know that I'm bi, that my favorite color is gray, but in reality it's a rainbow. Also, my mom's asleep, so why do I care if I'm talking loud right now? She can barely hear me when I'm like talking to her directly in her face. Yeah, so my mom thinks it's gray, so shh. She denies the fact that I am anything but straight, even though I've told her that I'm not. If you could change one thing about your high school experience, what would it be? And obviously COVID happening and just kind of ruining our high school experience. But if COVID was not a thing, I know who asked this question. I'm not going to mention their name because I feel like that's a little rude because I don't have their permission to mention them. But definitely breaking up with the person that asked this question. So yeah, I made mistakes, and yeah, that was one of the only relationships that I was in where it was actually me breaking up with someone else. So yeah, if you're watching this, hi. Hope you're doing well. I'm glad we're friends again. But yeah, that's my answer to that. If you could eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? And if you don't know this thing about me, which I struggle with it, I struggle with like the willingness to actually eat in general. So when I do, it's a good day. When I don't, it's a bad day. But like, if I had to choose one thing to eat for the rest of my life, I would choose pot stickers because they're tiny. So, and they're delicious. I may or may not have had pot stickers today, so they're in my mind. Also, if I could choose two things, it would be pizza and pot stickers, but can't choose two things. How do you stay so strong with everything you've been through? So I have not said anything on YouTube, but I've mentioned things on like Instagram and other social media platforms of like things that I've been through and whatever, but not everything. But actually the thing is, I don't really. If you knew me very well, I don't. I kind of put up a mask. I'm not actually as strong as people may think. I just kind of act strong to make people think I'm okay when I'm really not okay, and I have to act strong so that I can help my friends through their mental issues. Like, I need to make sure that they are okay because they are my top priority 100% of the time. My friends and family are top priority. So I just act like I'm okay so people don't worry about me, so that I can just focus on them and not myself, if that makes any sense. But thanks for asking that. I know people want to know this because it's like they want some advice for themselves. So just be you, ignore people, and don't change who you are, because I may or may not have done that to myself. Do you believe in supernatural entities? So this is the one question on this list that has no correlation with anything else. This is just the one it's like the odd one out. But yes, I actually do, which is kind of funny because it's like, people think as a Christian you can't believe in supernatural entities, you can't believe that they're real, but I believe that demonic spirits are a thing. Obviously there's a lot of proof out there that it is real, and if you don't believe in it, then that's just kind of dumb. I also kind of believe that there are good spirits, but they're more of like guardian angels, just like watching over you. So yeah. How do you deal with bullies? I don't. I ignore them. Although when I ignore them, it kind of gets worse. But I tend to ignore them, and I don't mention anything. I really hate mentioning it to like people, like adults or like people at school, because it's like no one ever does anything about it anyways. It's like they say, oh yeah, we have this policy and no bullying and you're gonna get in trouble for bullying people, but like they don't ever do anything. So I just never talk about it, and I just kind of keep it to myself. Unless it's like really bad. If it gets real bad, because it's gotten real bad where people just said some terrible things, and some of you might know some of those things that people have said, or some of you might be the people that have said those things about me. So I just don't deal with bullies. I don't listen. I try not to listen. I try not to take it to heart. But at the same time, sometimes I'm like, you know, what's going on in their life, you know? I really wonder what's going on in their life, because sometimes it's like they're going through things of their own, so I can understand that. That doesn't give them any right to do what they do, but at the same time, it's like, you know, there's probably a really good reasoning behind it, but at the same time, you know, don't bully people. If you had to pick between art, music, and photography as your lifelong career, which would you choose? Probably music. I feel like I'd get a lot further with that than anything else. I'm not the best artist. I really am just not that great at it. I don't get into it as often as music and photography. Photography is just like a little hobby, whereas, and you know, art's just like a little, I do some things here and there, probably like once a month, whereas music is like every single day I'm singing. Every single day, not every single day, but mainly I'm writing music and singing and all this stuff, but yeah. Which leads me to this next question. If you don't pursue any type of music as any type of arts as a career, what would you do instead? So I would either be a lawyer for people who have dealt with specific things. I'm only saying the word specific. I'm not going to go specific into that. Just, you know, because the justice system is kind of messed up. Too many guilty people out in the world let free, and too many innocent people put away in jail. Yeah, so I would just kind of want to be a change into that. Or I'd be a recreational or occupational therapist to work with kids who are autistic, who have epilepsy, who have cancer, just kids in the hospital, kids with any kind of disability who really just like need someone there to support them and, you know, pay attention to the mental health and not physical health, because they're going through all this physical health, but like no one pays attention to the mental health issues that people with physical health problems have. And as someone who has dealt with not epilepsy but seizures, I had seizures OS, so it was not completely epilepsy, who has people in her family who have epilepsy, who has people in her family who had cancer, died from cancer, just in general, like, that just means a lot to me. So basically helping people, which is kind of what I want to do with my music. I want to inspire others, I want to help people through things, because that's what I write music about, is that kind of stuff. What is your favorite art form? And this also is specified to just like art, not music, not photography, like art, like sketching, painting, acrylics, drawing, any kind of that. I'd say I'm my best, like the best art form of that kind I can do is painting. So that's my answer to that, because it's not my favorite. Actually, it is kind of my favorite, but like I wish, like if I could do any of the other ones, my favorite might change, but I'm definitely way better at painting, so yeah. Are you currently dating anyone? No, I'm not. I'm kind of staying single for right now, because a friend of mine wants to date me and I want to date them, but at the same time we're both waiting. I'm not gonna mention names, I'm not gonna mention anything, but I'm remaining, I feel like I'm a lot happier when I'm single. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that, because I was told not to talk about it, so I'm not gonna talk about it. If you don't mind answering, what mental health issues do you struggle with? Also, again, I don't mind you asking, because it's like good for people to know and understand. But I struggle with, and none of this has been actually diagnosed. Like, no one has ever said to me, you have depression, you have this, you have that. It's just like, I know it. I know it in my heart, I know it in my mind, I know I have it. My mom doesn't want me to get diagnosed with any of this stuff because reasons. But I struggle with depression, anxiety, an eating disorder, insomnia, a little bit of OCD, yeah, that's as far as I'll really go into it, because I really honestly don't know everything that I struggle with. I'm like learning new things about myself. I'm finding more things out about myself. Like OCD was something like that came up as something newer to me, along with like the eating disorder. That was something that came up new to me, and it's just something I don't talk about. But yeah. Why did you decide to start doing YouTube? I started this like a week and a half before my 15th, right? Was it my 15th? Yeah, it was my 15th birthday. Started before, sometime in June. I don't know, if you've been here since the beginning, you know, but yeah, so it's almost been a year now, and I started it like randomly. I was like, I'm going on vacation, I'm gonna film, I'm gonna do all this stuff, and then it turned into more like I was happy when I'm happy when I'm filming, because I'm distracting myself from real world situations, which I distract myself a lot. And if you notice that I talk a lot in videos, that's why, because I distract myself. Like if my main I just combined brain and mind together. If my brain, or if my mind is somewhere completely different than where I'm at physically, then I just distract myself and start a whole new conversation about something else, just to like get my mind off of what I'm thinking about. My mom just said to me, "Did you come up here?" Yes, I was gonna ask her if she wanted me to help her bring her chair up to her office because she texted me and wanted me to help her, and then she fell asleep. So I guess like I started it because I kind of did it a little bit, which my account, I think it's either still up or it got deleted, but I had one when I was like 11, and I was just doing random stupid little DIYs for no reason, just for fun, because I thought it was cool. And I just like, I miss doing that, not what in the content, but like I just miss videos. I missed YouTube, I missed this platform, like I missed all this stuff, and I kind of wanted to start it to inspire others, you know, help others through things, and for my mental health, and just it's just I'm happier when I'm doing this. So have you ever had a girlfriend? If so, name them. I'm not gonna name them, but yes, I have. I'm not gonna name them out of respect for them. I'm not gonna name them. But you know who you are. When will you be done with your room? I don't think I'll ever be done with my room, because I'm also, if I haven't mentioned this, I've been working on my room for my own happiness. I'm putting more of my personality in it, which my therapist is like, oh yeah, that's really good, because you're focusing on something. You see that something, you don't like something, and you're changing it, and you're trying to make yourself happier by making your room happier and brighter and more colorful instead of bland and boring and, you know, plain. You're trying to bring more of your personality into the room, show that to the world, blah, 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 all this sort of stuff. So, yeah. I don't think I'll ever be done with it, because my personality is huge. My personality is a bit obnoxious and extra. So it'll be 5 ever until I finish. When will you be going back to school, if ever? So like, this is actually funny because we just found out officially today that we will be going back to school to do hybrid again. So if you're a hybrid kid, otherwise you're fully online. But if you decided you want to be a hybrid kid, you're going back to school and doing hybrid learning, which is like A and B days. And I haven't gotten an email back from my like my school counselor. She's like, you know, she does all the academic stuff or whatever, but she did tell me what day I was, and I also did sign up to be a hybrid kid. So I'm really like that, I'm assuming I'm a hybrid, and if not, that's gonna make me really upset, because I really been excited to go back for my mental health, because I need social interaction. I need to see humans. But the number of cases has gone down, and we're pretty much like the only ones left to go back to school. Not the only ones, but our school district is in the small majority of our state, because all my friends going back to school. They're doing hybrid or full in-person learning. So for me, it's just like, can I go back? Like, come on, like, why are we still at home, you know? Will you ever share an original song? Which this goes with another one, which is, do you write your own music? And yes, I write my own music. And will I ever share an original song? Yes, I'm actually working on something currently. So, unless I get insecure about it and just like decide I don't want to share it, then yeah, which I hope that doesn't happen. And then last but not least, would you pursue music as a career? Which I think we've kind of went over this before, but yes, I would consider it, but at the same time, I'm leaning more towards, like, that is number 3 on my list for me. That is number 3. It's in the top 3, guys, but I would either, you know, I would rather be a lawyer or an occupational recreational therapist than a musician. Like, I feel like music to me is more of a hobby. It's something I enjoy doing, but I couldn't see myself doing that as a career. So, yeah, that is that. But thank you to everyone who participated in this Q&A. I enjoyed all the questions, and I enjoyed hearing what your questions were about me in my life, and pretty interesting questions. Pretty weird questions. There's some weird questions, but anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a huge thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ding that little notification bell so you, I always mess that word up. Ding that little notification bell so you never miss a video, and I will see you next one. Bye.